The bell is going to be very, very important here. Not only because it's a hell of a lot of points, right, but it's going to be, are the French Worms going to be able to stall it out and just deny Ultranumb? I believe in the series that the French Worms were able to defeat Ultranumb in, the bell wasn't able to be secured by Ultranumb in time, and the French Worms were able just to use those Revenants to troll the game out such a long time that they were able to win the map, and Numb was not together. Oh, actually, we do see Floody go back over to Elixir Gun. Maybe a bit of indecision there on what exactly he wanted to play. Maybe feeling a little more comfortable on his regular build there. And actually, so I actually kind of like the choice to send the Comedy Rev closer for Ultranumb, and then actually leverage the Holosmith to push far into Zartak. In fact, instead of even joining the team fight, and we're going to see the regular team fight there with Kran and, of course, Gornet. We're going to see if they can get through these very durable Revenants from the French Worms.
Yeah, and this is the first time we're going to see Gornet on the Reaper here, so we'll have to see how he performs here. It's going to be any different from his core Necro gameplay. So far, Kran, Gornet holding down 2 versus 3. Fly and Capablanca, though, will be coming in to make that actually an outnumbered fight for the French Worms. And Spree already getting pretty pressured out here, and Fly should be able to follow him up and potentially get the kill. The stealth, though, with the heal coming out from his Spree, and he may not be able to find such an easy kill on the Thief as he originally intended. Floody having a little bit of trouble at far into Tibbs. He's not going to be able to get that 1v1 for free, but so far he is ahead. And it's now going to go back towards mid, where we're still holding this 3 versus 3 down. And this is where we've seen Ultranumb sort of stalled and stumped in the past. We do see Fly rotating in to try to make this a winning team fight for them, but because of that, Spree is going to be able to get that free decap, and potentially even full cap, making it a side node battle there. Zartak's still going to be able to stay alive here, just barely. He's about half health. There's still 4 versus 3 here for Ultranumb, so they should be able to find a kill eventually, and with that extra power damage from the Reaper there of Gornet, they will have a bit of a better chance, but a lot of knockbacks coming out here from the Vitari, a lot of CC, and unfortunately, the Bazaar has been fully capped before they can get a kill. Spree will be able to match this fight if he wants to, or he can plus Far. Fly leaving this as he realizes that Spree might be coming that way, and he's going to go actually into Far plus Floody instead. 3v3 now again at mid is going to be left. It's actually going to be 2 versus 3 as we do see Kappa going back to the Bazaar to try to get the cap. Tibbs going to be a little bit low, but so is Floody into the Elixir S. It's now going to be down to the Thieves to see if they can get a kill on the other side noter. Tibbs is still going to be low, cutting up the boxes. Floody does get the cleanse off. Spree's not going to go push back into Fly. He's going to be turned on. He's going to take quite a bit of Connie pressure. Spree will be forced to leave this as he chases Fly. And that's going to be the first kill of the game picked up on the Connie Thief. I don't think we're going to be able to see a res from Floody. And so far, the French Worms, again, showing us why they've picked this map. And again, showing us that they can out-rotate a team that just doesn't have as strong of a team fight as rank 55.
Yeah, and I'm a little curious about the rotation from Floody into Far there. I was kind of surprised to see them not just try and... I thought they were going to take the Holo with power damage and just push that into the team fight. But going for the 3rd node there, I don't think it really worked out for them particularly well. And with the Bell now coming up, I think the Worms are going to be... They've got their eyes, their beady eyes on those 25 points. And if a Spree's able to get a successful plus on the Capablanca, that would be a disaster at this point. Not only would that be a stagger, that would also be a very powerful team-fighting member of Ultranumb completely locked out of this map for a while.
Yeah, especially when the bell comes up, that would be pretty significant. And we already see one of the Revenants here from French Worms heading over there as Capablanca is going to be sort of stuck here on this node against Zartak. And you can see the difference here. Azur's actually going to go downstate 1 versus 2 on mid here against Fly, Gornet, as they make their way over to the bell. But that might be a free bell unless Kran can blink up there in time. Capablanca going to be very low, so he's not going to be able to go for it. Goku realizing this does begin to peel away, but Gornet is going to get there in time. Capablanca still very low, though, as of the Glimmy available. But again, you can just see the difference with how the French Worms are positioning themselves when they're not consistently losing players on the map, when the team fight from Ultranumb is just unable to crack them. And the exact same situation we saw yesterday, where the map is now going the way of, well, Ultranumb for now, but the bell is going to be up here. We do see Kran and Gornet here. We do see Fly plusing it. Those Zartak will go down here. Nice wells coming out from Gornet as well to help cleave that. Kran going for the stomp. And they've actually been a little bit more successful in this bell attempt than they were yesterday. Already getting a member down. And as long as we don't see Gornet and Kran staying here for the next 3 minutes without getting any value on the map, then we will see a much better job of Ultranumb in this Capricorn map here with the bell.
And, you know, I might have to slightly eat my words a little bit there, because that rotation, Floody was able to actually win that one when he's now moving into the team fight a little bit. But, you know, so far the Bell fight looking very good for Ultranumb, able to pick up a kill onto Zartak and stall that out. Certainly a good amount of that power damage from Numb paying off and eliminating that Renegade early on. Because that Renegade is really the thing that will screw you over in these kind of big 3v3 or 4v4 fights, right? With massive area denial abilities, very, very difficult. Floody getting very heavily pressured. However, Kran is available with the Tornado to at least release some of that tension from his body there. I'm going to see it's going to be the 2v3 actually from Gornet and Cran just holding on there while Fly is trying to control the map with Capablanca also looking down mid, and Ultranumb looking to get into the lead in this game in just a few moments with the 2-cap and maybe even going to be able to snag the bell.
Yeah, and you know, the difference here between yesterday and today was that yesterday we saw Gornet and Cran sort of stuck on the bell here for a while, 2v2ing, and nothing happened on the map for them. We now see Fly going for decap at the dock. We see Bazaar and we see the Archway held up here for Ultranumb, and they're getting value in this 2v2. They're getting value holding these players here as they get value on the rest of the map, and as long as they can continue to do that, this is absolutely fine for them. The problem yesterday was that they were stuck in that 2v2 for so long, they didn't get any kills, and the rest of the map with the way of French Worms. So they're definitely playing a little bit smarter. And I don't know if it's just the fact that Floody is now swapped from this grenade build, allowing him to have a little bit better of a chance in this 1v1. So it means he won't constantly be in a losing 1v1. He'll have a little bit of a better chance as well when he gets plussed by a Spree or potentially one of the other Revenants. And I think that is going to be the most significant change that Ultranumb has made here. I think the rotations for the most part are a little bit better, more or less the same, apart from Fly playing this a little bit better as well. And he's also on Power Thief instead of Condi Thief. And we see a quick kill now picked up onto a Spree there in Rhodes, and we could see him potentially either plus Floody or the Bell. Looks like he is going to go over to Floody just to secure the Bazaar down. Full cap will be coming out onto the dock from Zartak, but that's absolutely fine for Ultranumb. They've actually now gotten a very significant lead, about 80 points ahead, and they're still holding on to this Bell, and it's actually starting to go their way.
It absolutely is, and yeah, I think we were questioning, like, did Ultranumb watch the last game with 55, and I think they absolutely did. They were able to connect that win, secure that Bell, and build themselves a very significant lead. Now, over 100 points up, and with a significant kill lead, too, and looking to maybe pick off Az, as Az in a lot of trouble. He might be able to get his heels off, but he should be able to maybe disengage this fight, but the Worms... Oh, they may have met their match here, Roy. They may have met their match indeed in some of these fights. And, you know, this was, of course, their pick too, I believe. So, oh, yeah, maybe not working out quite as they intended. Ultranumb clearly having polished up their playstyle into the troll team of the French Worms.
Absolutely. And it's definitely looking a lot better for them. So far, good stuff here from Ultranumb. We'll have to see if it stays that way. We have seen French Worms have some pretty close comebacks in the past. So at the moment, they're starting to kind of change up what they're doing here, focusing a little bit more on 2 nodes and sort of holding on to those 2 nodes so they don't, you know, give up that map pressure that they're so used to having. But unfortunately, so far, it's not working for them. And unfortunately for them as well, in the past, we've seen them stall here, you know, on a node, and that's fine for them to not get kills. But when it's not their node and they're still doing the same thing, it's not really going to work that well. And right now, Spree kind of getting out-thiefed here. I almost just said out-jungled for a second by Fly. And he's actually very low in his Shatter Refuge. Oh, and the Shatter is going to take him down there. Really nice job there from Fly to get the kill on his Spree. He's not quite sure he has it, but as long as he sticks around for a couple more seconds, Spree will drop out of stealth and we'll be able to get that kill. So Fly at the moment definitely looking a lot better than we saw him do yesterday.
Yeah, exactly right. And, you know, getting that kill on a Spree once again is just going to slow the Worms down in a time when they do not have any time left over. I'm afraid they are crawling a little bit too slowly right now, and the French Worms, they're almost certainly going to get bot pretty damn hard on this map here. Ultranumb showing us that they actually can play into the French Worms. And what an aggressive build there from Gornet, like with double wells. And presumably that's just to put down this massive area pressure to kind of match the Renegade in a way. Like they're matching that AoE damage with massive boon corruption potential there, shutting down all that extra protection, the resistance generated by these Revenants. And they're obviously not able to outsustain that. Of course, such an aggressive build there. Just almost, you know, him and Cran joined at the hip there. That's exactly what it is right there. Not even 2 players anymore. They are conjoined, right? They are of one mind. Kind of like a, it's a bit of a Pacific Rim kind of situation there, you know what I mean? That's what it is. They're kind of all hooked up there, joined together in unison. And Fly does get eliminated. Capablanca going for the res, but might not actually be able to get that.
If I hadn't seen that movie, that reference would have been lost on me, so you're kind of lucky there. But yes, we will see Fly being taken out. Capablanca will be 1 versus 2 for a moment, but it really does not matter. The game is over at this point, and it is going to be a much better game from Ultranumb than I had actually expected. I was, you know, not necessarily surprised to see them win, but to win so dominantly, I think is definitely impressive. And I'm not sure if the Worms' morale is completely shattered at this point. You know, they suffered 2 pretty hard losses there at the hands of Ring 55, and they've now lost Ultranumb, who before, especially on this map, they were able to control pretty easily. But either way, we'll have to see if they're going to be able to change anything up for what is potentially the last game we will see from them in this tournament, or if they will, you know, surprise us and prove us wrong here and make this a best of 3 go to a best of 3.
Indeed, and we can even see that on the timeline there, that the Worms were actually ahead for a good amount of time, but there was just that point where you see a few kills come through for Ultranumb, and they just grabbed the map, and they held onto it for a very long period of time. In fact, enough to essentially win the game. And this is the pick that Ultranumb, they love this map. They love Kylo. Indeed. They absolutely love it. And that is, well, maybe going to give them that advantage here as well. I don't know particularly why they favor it. I guess it's just a good map for team fighting, right? And they can move between these nodes fairly effectively and just go for these fights and get these kills. Particularly, I think the core Necro, if Gornet goes for that will be work out very well. Just Necro in general, it's got a lot of good kite potential in this map, so it'll be easy for him to survive into the Worms. And they've got to be feeling confident after that win. I think Ultra morale probably fairly high, if I do say so myself, Roy. They're probably feeling very high energy and ready to go and get up to that grand final. We will indeed, and I think I think the Worms are not a kind of team that's going to get fate. I don't think their morale is low. Obviously, they did suffer the 3 defeats in a row at this point in map score, but I think they're the kind of guys who are like, yeah, it's fine. We're chill, we're cool, right? We can bring this back, and they're probably memeing around in Discord right now, listening to some of that French hip hop, all that sort of thing, and kind of getting ready to go in this game and just resetting and just treating it as taking every game as it comes. Of course, I actually don't know that for sure, but that's kind of what I get. That's the impression I get from the French Worms. And we see a very heavy rotation over towards mid. All 5 of them are coming directly towards mid. Actually, Tibbs may be looking to go back towards close immediately there, but just to maybe safeguard himself there and get a little bit of stealth there to mask their movements at the start of this game.
Indeed, Azure is going to be against Cran here, and so far, no differences that I see here on these builds from any of the French Worms. And Ultranumb, I'm sure, not going to change anything up. Floody is not playing Grenadier Hollows. He will be staying on that build. He's actually getting plussed very hard now by Esprit. A big burst coming out, and he'll be forced into the Elixir S pretty early. So far, no one rotating in from mid from Ultranumb. That might be a kill on Floody, actually. If Esprit can continue to follow up on it, he isn't going to be able to. The stealth, I believe, from Floody is what's going to get him out of there. And so far, it's going to be side nodes a piece here for each team, as the clock tower is still going to be locked down by both teams. Mansion so far going the way of Ultranumb. Zartak pretty low here, but it does look as though Fly is going to leave before the kill is confirmed. Esprit, though, will be coming in, and Fly going to stay around, seeing his Thief counterpart coming in, so Zartak may be in some trouble here. He might be going down, but so far, again, an even map. No kills as of yet.
Indeed, and mid fight is going to rage. It's probably going to be pretty stalled until something happens on the sides, to be honest. I think the Tempest and the Reaper into the double rev, it's pretty unlikely to see anything go there. Like, if anything, the Worms will have the edge in terms of the cap because they've got the knockback. And I think this middle node in particular, you kind of see that incline there. The point is elevated. If you get a knock like that, it can actually be difficult to get back there in time to actually contest that. But never mind that. That's what I was talking about. Some action here on the side.
Probably we're over at Mansion.
A stomp from Esprit. He ports.
The Fly is going to be able to port. Let's see if he's going to be able to finish it. Kappa's pretty low, but so is Zartak. And now say Fly applying that downside pressure, but the stop comes through from Esprit, and that's going to be the rally on Zartak. Capablanca, what was a very favorable position for him, is now going to find himself 1 versus 2. The Glint Heal keeping alive for a little bit longer, but that might not be for long, and this is exactly the situations the Worms want to be in.
It absolutely is, and yeah, they're getting that kill. They now get Capablanca as well. The Worms, oh, they aren't done yet, Roy. That first game looked very, very rough, but this, on the map pick of Ultranumb, is certainly going in their direction. Like, being able to get those few early kills, really leveraging Esprit in this battle is being good for them. However, Tibbs is in trouble here. He's going to get plus very, very hard to play. Esprit is here to match it, but does Tibbs have anything left to survive? He's running very low on cooldowns.
I think Floody might be in some trouble, though, after that Elixir S. Fly on top of Tibbs, getting some Heartseekers, but as soon as Floody comes out of that, Esprit will be on top of that. And even more importantly, he is going to pressure Fly away, so that will be, so far, the triple node secured for French Worms. And, we saw kind of the opposite before. We saw Ultranumb securing those nodes first, and they were able to lock them down pretty hard, but it's now going to be up to them to try to dislodge the French Worms, and I think they may have made a bit of a mistake playing for 3 nodes here initially, and we do see them now grouping up around mid after the respawns come through, and Capablanca making his way over towards Windmill. They're going to kind of swap him with Floody now. Azur's going to be under a little bit of pressure, but so far he'll be okay. Goku coming in for the peels, but it is still 4 versus 2, 3 now as Esprit comes in here, and Fly going to nope, not Fly. Floody, excuse me, going to be making his way over towards the Mansion to look for a decap, but French Worms definitely looking strong here, and they will have about 110-point lead so far.
This is very risky from the Worms, though. They're greeding so hard to contest mid here, and they're holding firm right now, but how long is that going to continue? Goku starting to run out of his cooldowns here. He's still going to go for it. And they actually do manage to still hold. They've been holding this 3-cap for a really good amount of time. But I think the Reaper, the damage, it might be a little bit too much for Goku there. Can he somehow survive the heals coming through? But no, it's not going enough in the end. I think that was a little greedy from the Worms there, to be honest, Roy. And the instant Miststorm stop there. That's nice there from Cranon. But a kill on Floody. Tibbs gets it, I believe, in combination with a Spree.
No, it was a Spree. Yeah. I think a Spree actually might have 1v1.
Oh, it was 1v1?
I thought he just didn't have cooldowns.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't quite see it, but it did look as though it might have been a 1v1. I think Tibbs just came in a little bit late. He's now going to be just crossing to make sure that Fly doesn't go for a decap. But Fly right now trying to hold down this 2 versus 2 over at Windmill. Zartak is going to be fairly low here, but Fly again going to be pressured away by a Spree. And this is something that I think is pretty important to note, is that Fly in the last map, I think, was kind of doing a much better job of blocking a Spree down. He's getting some kills, but recently in a lot of these 2v2s, we see it again. We see a Spree get the kill on Fly because he's going for the pressure on Fly over the pressure on the other side noter, and I think Fly just isn't able to handle the condition burst. We will see the knock, but Fly's still very low. A Spree is going to be able to continue to pressure that. Zartak putting some pressure on it as well. A Spree going for the stomp. He should be able to get it. The stealth from Fly in downstate, and that actually might be enough to turn the tide, but the Spree again going to be going for the stomp. If
Can he get it?
Can interrupt it, it'll be good. He does get the interrupt. Fly's still going to be in downstate. Zartek starting to bleed out. A Spree goes for the stop the third time. Captain gets the pull again. And that should be the downstate on the Worms. Thief just barely staying alive, but Zartek again so close to going down, but this final burst from Spree might be enough to finish Fly off. I don't think it'll happen though. Capablanca valiantly holding Fly alive, and that will be a Spree denied the kill.
That was great there from Capablanca, chaining those interrupts together. The Axe 5, the unyielding anguish there, and the Malix. That was lovely to deny that. As Spree, he was so close to getting the Stomp, but he just wasn't able to quite get it. And we see the Worms collapse on mid too. Goku getting eliminated there, and Gornet and Cran able to assert control. And we actually see the inverse of what we saw at the start of this game. Ultranumb now possessing all 3 nodes after getting a great array of kills.
Yeah, they've actually completely reversed the map. Again, it's very interesting that we see this back and forth on this map, which, you know, it definitely can happen on this map. You know, if you win a fight, you get a couple of kills, the map will swing your way, and we've seen it happen now, but it's very interesting considering the 2 comps that we see before us, and also the fact that generally in the past on this map, we've mostly just seen one team dominate, but the French Worms kind of surprising Ultranumb, I think. That being said, they have sort of regrouped. They've gotten their game back together, and they've started to definitely get back into the map, and the triple cap will allow them to catch up heavily, but they still have about a 100-point difference, and the French Worms can start to make their way back into the map quickly, and they will be able to stop this point gain from Ultranumb, but they've got to do it fast, because those points are not going anywhere for the French Worms.
Indeed. And, you know, it's still good. And Ultranumb haven't caught up just yet. But, you know, this is kind of it's the double-edged sword of the Worms composition, right, Roy? Like, they're able to stall out these fights. But when it comes to actually reclaiming stuff, it similarly takes them quite a while to do so. You know, it's like that because you can see that they're really struggling to actually generate decaps. Now, Fly is pressure, but Cran is going to be able to save him quite a lot. We now see a Spree going to try and plus into Capablanca. It's going to be a difficult kill for him to get on Combi Thief. And now we see Fly looking to maybe plus onto Tibbs, I think. Maybe, no, he's going to go and help mid, I think. Or maybe actually assist Capablanca. I think that's where he's actually going there. Going for a world tour around the map. But I think Capablanca, he's okay for a little bit. At least for a while, too. He just gets very heavily pressured there. The taunt not quite being effective thanks to the resistance. But now with Fly in the mix, though, there should be a fairly even 2v2, and Ultranumb now find themselves in the lead in this game in just a few moments.
Yeah, absolutely. That triple cap held for so long and being unbroken, definitely going to be proving to get them ahead. Capablanca now using the glint heal, so this is where we could potentially see them look for a kill on him again in this 2v2. The condition pressure is going to be enough. Fly is going to have a bit of trouble, I think, contesting that, and yeah, that should be finally a decap here for the French Worms as well as a kill picked up, and it's not too late for them to take this game back. We almost see mid decap as well. Those knockbacks from Azure just proving so deadly. Fly will be coming in here as Goku's a little bit low, but Esprit not going to be far behind. They're looking for a kill on Goku. Esprit actually going to leave. He doesn't think he can make a difference here, and he's going to go plus Floody on the other side of the map as Goku is going to fall, so it will be a kill for a kill traded on the map. A core rev for the Kandi Herald of Ultranumb. We'll see if Esprit is going to be able to get any value, and if they can get a kill on Floody and quickly decap this mansion, it will definitely be worth it, but it's not happening quickly enough, as we do see Cran coming in for mid. Floody does have the Elixir S as well available. He's going to use it. Cran coming in with the Tornado. Azure's not going to be too far behind. They've given up on mid, but the water overload from Cran going to be keeping Floody nice and healthy, and they just haven't been able to find value on this side of the map. And if this is the way that it's going to remain for the rest of this game, Ultranumb will take it away. The French Worms, again, their time is drawing short. They need to start making a difference in this map, and they have to do it now. It's about a 60-point difference with the double cap for Ultranumb.
I think that death for Goku was really unfortunate. He was very close to his heal skill, and Fly getting a fantastic Heartseeker just to finish the job there. Losing that, I think if Goku had survived that, the Worms would have been able to maybe recuperate from that. But with that death there, that is incredibly unfortunate. We can see that Numb in a very commanding position within this game. I mean, the Worms definitely they're not out of it yet. It's only 70 points. That can definitely be recovered with 6 minutes left on the clock if the Worms are able to get some decaps. But they really have to be pressuring all 3 nodes at this point if they want to have a decent chance of getting back in here. And they actually get a massive burst onto Gordit. Kran might be able to go for a glyph there. Is he going to go for it? He's getting it. No, he doesn't have it. He's actually not going to go for the glyph, so that's going to be a pretty much instantly confirmed kill onto Gordit. That's a big one, too. That Reaper causing quite a lot of problems, I think, for the French Worms with 400 points now for Numb, and time is running out. I think at this point, Ultranumb, they've got to be thinking that if they can just stall, they're okay. Even if they don't necessarily win any more fights, if they're just able to just kind of waste a lot of the time with the French Worms, they simply will not have enough time to recover in this game. And the Worms, they feel that pressure. They want to get kills. They want to get Kran, and they want to get Flay, but already we kind of see them realize, we've got to get to that third owner in Capablanca. I love this from Capablanca. He's doing the best thing he can do right now, which is nothing, right? And just standing on the mansion, waiting for the game to end.
Yeah, it completely shuts down any attempt from French Worms to go for a decap there, and they will have to completely dislodge him. Gornet has already come back into the node as well. They have not been able to get the kill on either Floody or Kran. They are both pretty low, a lot of cooldown Gs, but a Spree actually getting taken out here, chased down by Fly off the 1v1, but Tibbs on top of that will be able to get the kill onto Fly. Now Kran again, no glyph. Tibbs going for the stop on Fly. There will be a port and downstate probably. He's actually going to get CC'd. The Spree very, very low, should rally Fly. That is going to be the Ultranumb Thief back up, and I think with the kill on the Spree, the mid node confirmed here for Ultranumb, and Capablanca unable to be dislodged. That almost certainly will spend the end of the game for the French Worms. It's goodbye, or rather au revoir, as the French Worms will be out of this bracket.
Very nice, Roy.
We'll be moving on to face ranked 55 in the final EU match of today. But ladies and gentlemen, those are our 2 EU finalists confirmed for tomorrow.
You know, very well played there to both teams, and what a ride that really was there, like with the French Worms making that insane early push with the triple cap, and to be honest, what a fantastic showing from the Worms in general. It's always sad to see a community favorite like the Worms have their journey ended, but this is the Master of the Arena, and there can only be 2 from each region who are going to us. Look at that timeline. Oh, the flat line from the French Worms. If we just go and look at the timeline, look at that cluster of kills that you just see. You see 3 kills all in a row there coming out from Ultranumb, and that just set the game, and the Worms were not able to recover there. And I think we probably have maybe a little moment to take a look at it in that game. So let's go ahead and move over to the analysis desk, and we can see what we actually have going here from Angels. This is, of course, the Skyhammer game, but I'm sure they'll be loading up. There it is now. What do we got here, Angels?
I'm just looking at what the clip. Oh, no. So we actually have the Fly downstate battle here. Now, I just wanted to point out, actually, Capablanca's really impressive interrupts here. If we skip forward a little bit. Multiple back-to-back stuns and CCs. I'm not really sure why Esprit decided to go for the stomp so many times. I feel that him doing shortbow 4 and maybe just spamming the auto attack might have been more effective, especially considering the fact that the auto attack on Steve shortbow, of course, bounces. So, yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. He could have also have stealthed and all that, and I don't know, just it seemed a bit of an odd play. And actually kind of threw the game for them because, of course, we can see the kill on that Floody makes here on the map here onto Tibbs, and that's it. Just this is where the Worms loses the game. They lose their complete map control, and this is a trend that I actually saw in both these games. It wasn't the fact that Numb had a better team fight or anything. They just beat the Worms at their own game. Okay, they had the better bunker. They had the better bunker with more damage output. You know, we did see Gornet and Kran beating Azur's and Goku. You know, they were trying to hold the midpoint consistently, but they just weren't able to alongside the support and damage output that both Kran and Gornet had. Fly was consistently beating Tibbs in the 1v1. And, you know, perhaps the most key individual of this was Capablanca. He was able to hold the node against the 1v2s so effectively all the time. And Fly, of course, rotating around, just had to match Esprit, which
wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy, and he did fall a number of times, but at the same time, was able to do it, and that's why I feel that it wasn't so much Numb's team fight. It was the fact that they just beat the Worms at their own game. You know, the Worms obviously have come with this like somewhat meme comp, the triple Revenant. They felt that this will win against most comps, but Numb just brought something better to the table.
They did.